Oh my god, Martin, do my eyes deceive me? Or did I just walk by you a second ago? I thought I had a stalker on my hands.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was you that I saw.
Wait, you're not really stalking me, are you?
But considering that 7 whole years have passed since you broke up with me in one of the worst ways imaginable, no, Yuna. I would sooner go out of my way to avoid you, rather than follow you around.
Okay, so then tell me what you're doing in the same luxury hotel that I'm staying in. This is the last place I ever thought I'd bump into my broke loser ex-boyfriend. I bet this place costs more a night than you make in a year. Is that what you did? Did you save up all your money for the last 7 years just to blow it all on a 1 in a million chance to run into me here? I wouldn't put that past you. Poor people have done dumber things with their money.
I see you're still under the impression I'm a broke loser.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are a broke loser, so...
Listen, Yuna, I told you all this at the time, but let's refresh your memory. The reason I quit my job at the company I'd been with since graduating was because I wanted to get my own company up and running.
Yeah, I totally remember that. What's your point? Let me guess, you thought you were finally ready to make the big launch, but then realized you were way in over your head and fell further and further into soul-crushing debt. Am I right? Don't tell me you already declared bankruptcy. I tried searching online for your company's name a while back, and you know what came up? 0 hits. And that's what you are. A 0. A broke loser, like I said.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about. My company is the top result when you search for the name.
Oh, right. Sure. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I definitely did search for your stupid company's name, and it definitely returned 0 results. So unfortunately, I see through your pathetic lie.
And like I said, every single search engine I know of returns my company's homepage as the top result when you search for the name. What site are you using anyway? You sure you're spelling it right?
But enough about you. Let's talk about me. Guess what? Last month, I got married to a super rich, high-powered businessman. We're gonna have a ceremony in my husband's hometown, and we came out here to do some planning with his parents. And we thought that since we were coming all the way out here, we might as well stay at the biggest, most luxurious, most expensive hotel in the city. It feels so great to be treated like the princess I am. He's totally different from a certain broke loser ex-boyfriend of mine. I won't name names, though.
What a day. I get called out here by a client for a meeting, and no sooner do I get to the hotel than I run into my legendarily narcissistic, veritable comic book villain of an ex-girlfriend in the lobby. I just can't catch a break.
I knew it. You're not staying on your own dime. You could never afford a place like this.
The CEO of a firm that's one of my biggest clients invited me to come out here for a private gathering. We work together a lot, so we've kind of developed a relationship in our off time as well.
A CEO, you say? Sure. I bet it's some failure running a bankrupt company that's just trying to save face by putting you up in a sweet hotel. Careful about ordering too much room service. You might just spend the company's last dime. Losers always stick together, don't they?
And here we go again.
What's the matter? Did I strike a nerve?
Everything I say, no matter what I say, you always find some way to twist it into an insult. Well, I'll give you credit for creativity, though. But just like 7 years ago, your insults are so hilariously far off the mark that I can't even bring myself to get angry at you. It's just kind of boring and sad.
I don't want to hear anything about boring or sad from the likes of you.
In any case, you're a married woman now. If you get caught talking with your ex-boyfriend, your husband might think something untoward about you. Or worse, about me.
Oh, there it is. That's what you were going for. You're hoping my husband comes by and sees us together. You're going for the cross-court three-pointer, huh? make my husband jealous and angry at me, get us to break up, and then you swoop in like a knight in shining armor to pick me up from my sadness. God, you're lame.
Boy, you wasted no time in proving me right. Once again. 10 out of 10 for creativity. Bravo.
Using sarcasm to hide your depression? Lame!
For the record, I have a girlfriend, and I'm thinking about proposing to her soon.
What?
I don't know what your schedule looks like from here on out, but in the event that you're going to be staying here for a while longer, do me a favor, and if we ever happen to cross paths again, let's just pretend we've never met before. I mean, God, I wish I'd never met you.
You're not fooling anyone, loser. You know you still want me.
I'd rather get, I don't know, AIDS, cancer, and Ebola at the same time than get back together with you.
Again, not fooling anyone.
Enjoy your delusions, Yuna. I hope you have a nice stay here. Bye. Hey there, Martin. You alright? Huh? Oh, Isaac, it's you. What's up? Nothing serious. There's just something odd that happened downstairs a minute ago. I'd gone down to the lobby to take care of some business, and I'd stopped by the executive lounge to grab a drink before heading back to my room. And while I was there was this woman, talking in a bizarrely loud voice, the guy who looked like he was probably her husband. She said she ran into a boyfriend from 7 years ago in the lobby, and when she started talking about where she first met that guy and everything, well, I was pretty sure that she was talking about you. Uh-oh. I thought, I don't know, maybe something bad had gone down with you, so I thought I'd text you, make sure you're okay. Let me guess, did this woman use the phrase broke loser a lot? Yeah, like every other sentence. It was kind of weird. I mean, all the other stuff like the university and time frame fits you to a T, but you're not a loser, and you're definitely not broke. That woman has an ability to get lost in her delusions like no one else I've ever met. In fact, the reason we broke up 7 years ago was precisely that. She couldn't get over her own delusions. She even just texted me, just now, to take the opportunity to call me a broke loser 4 times in as many minutes. Wait, you mean your old girlfriend still has your phone number? You didn't block her number? Well, we got a lot of common friends, so it's actually pretty hard for me to completely get rid of her. As for not blocking her, I don't know. I just felt like it would be safer for me to be able to keep tabs on what she's up to. Wow, well that's fantastically bad luck for you, man. And there's one more thing I wanted to ask. This ex-girlfriend of yours, do you know who her husband is? No, I don't. As a matter of fact, the first time I heard she was married when she texted me to lord the fact over me just now. She said that she married a super rich, high-powered businessman, so I figured he must be some kind of big shot. Huh. Okay. Why'd you ask? You got a good look at his face. Anyone you know? Yeah, actually. It's probably been about 3 years or so since I've seen him, but I've definitely met him before. It's just, well, she said he was a high-powered businessman. Yeah. Gosh, shoot, I just saw the time. Look, we're about to be late for the reservation at the hotel diner. Oh, no, we better get going then. We'll continue this conversation over dinner, okay? Sure, sounds fine. I'm on my way.
Hey there, Martin. What you up to right now?
I'm up to anything that prevents me from speaking to you right now.
Let me guess, you don't have enough money to pay for your room, so you're working it off in the kitchen? That's what you get for quitting a stable, high-paying job to start some stupid company on your own. I'd say you're making no more than $20,000 a year right now. Am I right? Who am I kidding? Of course I'm right. What kind of loser makes just 20 grand a year? That's not even poverty wages. That's like third world peasant wages.
For the love of God, Yuna, Could you possibly go one day without dragging me into some psychotic fantasy you have?
Maybe I can get my husband to give you a job cleaning toilets at his office.
Well, speaking of your husband, the CEO I told you about who invited me out here is named Isaac Treywell. You ever heard of him? He tells me he is actually familiar with your husband.
Really? Is he the CEO of the company that cleans my husband's office? I'm gonna have to get my husband to change custodian companies. What kind of third-rate businessman doesn't come up and say hello to the people who pay his salary?
No, that's not how they know each other. Actually, back before your husband went independent, he used to work at Isaac's company.
What? Wait a minute, my husband's old company? But that company was one of the biggest in town. Not just in town, in the whole state. You know the CEO of that company?
I told you he was a client. I also heard that your husband is moving back to his old town.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah? Well, Isaac seemed to know about it. It's a pretty small industry. It wouldn't take much time for news like that to make it from one CEO to another.
But that's impossible. My husband's company headquarters is downtown.
Well, yeah, for now. The word on the street is that he's closing that business down and going back to the city he was born in.
What?
Your husband's town is about 20 minutes from here by car, right?
I don't get it. What are you trying to say?
Wait, you really don't get it? Oh boy. Don't tell me he actually hasn't told you anything yet.
Well, now that I think about it, he said something about buying a house out in the country and something about moving. I just thought he was going to get us a vacation house out on the lake or something where we could spend weekends and holidays. But we're going to be living there permanently?
Oh, so it sounds like he has told you about what his plans are. Oh, looks like that delusional Ben of yours has come back around to bite you this time. You were so caught up in your fantasy life that you'd closed your eyes to reality.
No, that can't be. But I wanted to be married to a high-powered businessman. What's going to happen to me now?
I'd say you should probably talk to your husband about that. I'm just telling you the information that I got third hand from someone who heard it through the grapevine.
No. I thought I had finally made it. I thought I was set for life. Okay, that's it. I'm divorced now. So we can get married anytime, Martin.
Huh?
After we ran into each other at the hotel, I did a little more digging into you. Turns out you were right. I wasn't spelling your company's name right. Don't know how I managed to get it that wrong, but whatever. That explains why I wasn't getting any hits when I searched for it online. Anyway, when I typed it in correctly, I couldn't believe it. Your company is the biggest in your industry. That's incredible. You're something else. I am so flattered that you would work so hard just to impress me.
Huh?
The problem is that I can't seem to find your current address. I've got the marriage certificate application all filled out except for that, so you can sign it after you give me a shipping address where I can send all my stuff to.
Marriage certificate. Shipping address.
That's right. As of today, we're moving in together. So what's your address?
Yuna, I told you this back at the hotel. I'm seeing someone. We're pretty serious.
What?
We've been living together for 6 months now. In other words, I don't want you coming anywhere near my house.
Oh. But come on now. You know that I'm way more of a woman than her, whoever she is.
Well, for one, she doesn't fly off into bizarre delusions on a daily basis. And that alone puts her well ahead of you.
Martin, you can't trust her. I know her type. All she's after is your wealth and status. She just wants to be married to a super rich, high-powered businessman.
Boy, that phrase sounds really familiar.
Right? She's a total psychopath. I can tell.
Oh yeah? Well, she makes more money than me, though.
She does?
Remember the CEO I told you about before? Isaac? She's his younger sister.
No way.
Not only does she have a seat on the board at Isaac's company, but she's also a real estate investor on the side. Well, compared to her, I'm basically like the nighttime janitor at a convenience store.
Wait, seriously?
To be perfectly honest with you, I would never, ever be interested in a woman like you, whose only goal in life is to be the bimbo trophy wife of any rich businessman who will take him. No, for me, I prefer a working woman who is intelligent, witty, hardworking, and independent, like, my girlfriend. I could never share the rest of my life with anyone but her. She has everything I want. I love her, but more importantly, I respect her, and not just as my girlfriend or as a woman, but as a fellow businessman.
Okay, well, in that case, do you think you could introduce me to your friend, Isaac?
That's a joke, right?
Nope. From what you're saying, it sounds like he's a pretty stand-up guy. He's totally my type. So can you give me his number?
Isaac is married.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, and I've never met anyone who is more devoted to his wife than he is. He also has 2 kids, one in middle school and the other in elementary school. Sorry to say, but you're not going to have any luck with him.
Damn it. Isn't there anyone else you can introduce me to? You have to know a bunch of CEOs. One of them has to be single, or at least open-minded.
Not a chance.
Please!
No. Well, okay, that does it. That's all I can take from you. I'm never speaking to you again. Goodbye.
Martin, don't go! Martin, answer the phone, please!
I heard about what happened next from one of our mutual friends. Apparently, Una was so certain that she and I were going to get married that she told her husband that she would pay him off to let her go without a fight. Now, she wasn't too concerned about the money since, again, she was positive that I was going to foot the bill for her. So, without so much as talking to a lawyer, she offered an incredible amount of $50,000 as a parting gift, and even signed a contract binding her to fork out the money. Now, a contract like that is most likely unenforceable in court, and there are probably 1,000,001 ways to get out of it, but I think I'll keep that information to myself. The whole incident really got me thinking. Maybe these delusions of hers are getting out of control, or maybe she needs some special help to deal with them. Well, her family apparently got the same idea. They immediately had her committed and placed under a conservatorship to prevent her from destroying her life or anyone else's more than she already has. And with that, I felt like it was finally time to block her phone number and erase her from my contacts. Peace at last.
Hey, Terry, are you there? You do realize that this is my parents' home. We're already divorced, so I want you out of there ASAP. How much longer do you plan to stay? I want you out. You've practically taken over the living room. Are you out of your mind? The place looks like a total pigsty.
Is it you again, Erica? Why you keep on harping on and on about that? For your information, I do not plan on leaving.
Why not?
'Cause Mom said so. She said that once you get married, the wife provides everything to the husband. That's apparently the accepted practice. So, even though we are divorced, you were once my wife, and everything you own has been transferred to me.
Are you nuts? I've never heard such hogwash in my life. Did your mom grow up in the Middle Ages or something? Besides, this is not my house. It's my parents' place. They've got nothing to do with your hokey-pokey beliefs.
I'm gonna say this one more time. Once we're married, what's yours becomes mine, even if we're divorced. Therefore, the house now belongs to me. I want you out of my house ASAP, you parasite!
Parasite? Have you totally lost it, Terry?
You're an unwelcome bug. Where did I put that bug spray? I really should have this whole house fumigated.
Terry, you've totally gone wacko. You really should see a doctor. Just get the hell out of my house. Please.
That's my line. Leave, would you please? For God's sake. Besides, the baseball game's about to start. Okay, that's enough texting for today. I'm gonna crack open a nice cold beer and enjoy this game. So, get lost. Please, just pack your bags and do a vanishing act, would you?
Terry, come on. This is nuts. Terry, are you there? Answer me for God's sake. I just got home from work and my keys don't work. Did you go and change the locks?
Hey, back from work so early?
You didn't, did you? Change the damn locks?
That's right, I changed them. You just wouldn't listen to me, so I took drastic measures. It was the only way to keep you out.
Man, you've really gone too far.
How many times do I have to keep repeating myself? This is my house!
And how many times do I have to keep denying it? This is my parents' house. And also, I just saw our nameplate outside. Did you really use a magic marker to scratch out my name? You've gone completely unglued. What else can I say?
Well, that's about all I could do for now. I'll have a proper one made later. Just the first step towards establishing my ground.
You have no legal right to be doing this. You do realize that, right? Just open this damn door.
No can do. This is my house, remember? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it, but my mom is also moving in next month.
Excuse me? What?
I had no choice but to kick you out. You're like a stubborn stain that just won't come off. I need a super strong detergent to get that darn stain off and for good.
Are you trying to take over this house?
Like I said, this is my home. I'm not trying to take it over. It's already mine. If you have nothing else, please get lost.
Terry, you're going to regret this.
Finally gave up, I see. Now I can finally relax. May as well crack open another beer. Stay the hell out of my house.
Hey, Jim, could you put me up for the night?
Huh? Is that you, Erica? What's up, sis?
Actually, it may not be just tonight. Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, no problem, but why? What's wrong? Got a long drive ahead of you, though. From there, it'll take at least an hour.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you directly anyway.
Yeah? Talk to me about what?
Terry just commanded her house.
Huh? What do you mean, commandeered? Do you mean like he confiscated it or something?
Yup, that's exactly right. Just took it over as if it were his. He even changed the lock to the front door.
You're talking about Mom and Dad's place, right? I know Mom and Dad asked you to take care of the place while they were gone. You work nearby, don't you? You're talking about that house, right?
Yes, that's right. It's only been 3 days since we got divorced, but he just won't leave. Says it's his place now. He even said his mom is moving in next month. Can you believe it? Right after the divorce went through, I demanded that he leave, but he was persistent. Just wouldn't budge. I've been pleading with him to leave for 3 days straight. I had an important business meeting today, so I was out all day. But when I got home, the door was locked and I couldn't get into my own home.
Man, I can't believe he went to all the trouble of changing the lock.
I know, he's totally bonkers. I was going to call the cops, but I didn't want to cause a big scene, so late at night. You know the Dawsons next door, right? Well, they just had a baby a few weeks ago, so I decided not to cause a ruckus. For now, at least, and decided to contact you. Sorry about this.
Don't worry about it. But why would Terry be so adamant about staying at the house? Why not just move to his parents' place or something? He's the one who wanted a divorce. He should be the one to leave.
Yeah, well, I think it's his mother. Probably filling his head with all kinds of nonsense. Apparently, she told him that even if we get divorced, everything I own becomes his. I can't understand that logic, of course.
So, he got into his head that the house is his. I haven't talked to you about your personal matters much, but as far as I've heard, the reason you divorced was something to do with Terry's mother being a real pain in the ass. Nitpicking about everything you did. And the fact that Terry never really stuck up for you and always took his mother's side.
I never thought it would escalate to this after the divorce went through. I mean, who would have imagined?
How about all your stuff? What happened to everything?
Yeah, about that. I got most of my valuables like jewelry and cash, but there was a bunch of other stuff that I had to leave behind.
Oh, that's too bad. Anyway, no problem staying here with me. Come on over and we'll have dinner ready for you. We can talk more then.
Thanks, Jim. I knew I could rely on my big brother.
We need to sit down and discuss plans to get that house back. Maybe we should give Dad a call.
Huh? Call Dad? But he's way across the state.
Yeah. I heard he'll be in the next county over for a business meeting tomorrow. He said it's like an hour or two drive. If we explain the situation, I'm sure he'll rush over to help us.
Really? If Dad were here, things would go a lot smoother. After all, it's his property.
Okay. It's all set then. I'll call Dad right away and you get your little butt down here.
Jim!
Just kidding. Be careful driving down here.
Okay, thanks, big brother. Hey, Terry, are you there? You will be leaving that house today. Mark my words.
Oh, come on! Not you again! What the hell do you want? I thought we settled this yesterday! You're really hell-bent on getting this house back, aren't you?
You're really hell-bent on squatting. I know why you're squatting in my house. You got fired from your job and can't rent a place, right?
Huh? Where'd you hear that?
And the reason why you can't go to your mom's apartment? It seems she's heavily in debt and can't pay the rent this month. So she's getting kicked out.
Who the hell told you all that?
Your friend. The one who took my side during the divorce hearings. He did a little checking for me.
Randy! I knew that guy since high school! How could he do this to me?
Yeah, Randy. He's a way better person than you. He was shocked how you treated me. He told me everything. So you and your mom have nowhere to live. So you decide to take over my parents' house. Do you really think such a preposterous scheme would really work?
Of course it would work! This place is already mine! The only people that have the right to live here are me and my mom! My wife's stuff is my stuff, ex or otherwise! Get that through your head! This house is mine! No ifs, ands, or buts about it! It's settled!
This is our home, buddy!
Huh? Who is this?
Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it, Terry? You remember me. Jim, Erica's older brother.
Jim? What the hell do you want?
Just helping out my little sister.
This has nothing to do with you.
I don't have your line ID, so I'm using Erica's phone. I hope you don't mind.
You're not here with Erica, are you?
Yeah, I am. Along with my father.
Your father's here too?
Now, why wouldn't he be here? After all, it's his property. He owns the land. And the house itself, that's in my name.
Seriously? I thought the house and land was in Erica's name.
Yeah, it's her family home, but she doesn't own it legally. We do.
She never told me that.
My father and I live and work over in another county, so obviously we can't live there. Then you and Erica got married and simply started living there on our behalf. She worked nearby, so we didn't mind. Besides, it was great to have someone looking after the house for us. We're not living there now, but we eventually plan to return. It's our family home, after all, and we plan to keep it that way.
But...
You must have figured you could just take over the place since we weren't living there.
Well, I was just trying to... Alright then. How about this? I'll get back together with Erica.
Excuse me? Are you saying you guys are gonna get married again? The divorce just went through 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah, well, it happens a lot, right? Just a difference of opinion, but we still love each other. We'll invite my mom and we can live as one big happy family. Problem solved.
I heard the reason you guys got a divorce was because of your mom. She really did a number on Erica. Drove her nuts, I hear.
Huh? No. My mom never.
And you never had her back. Always sticking up for your mom. Must have been really lonely to have no one to comfort her. I don't see why she would want to remarry a mama's boy like you. I mean, really? She would be nuts to even consider it.
Yo, well, that's me and Erica's problem. We'll work it out.
All right, then. Why don't we meet? You, me, and my dad. Let's talk this out and come to some sort of agreement. What do you say?
Huh? Meet? In person? Where?
My dad had the locksmith open the back door.
Huh? A locksmith? Back door?
You're gonna need some talking to about personal property, my friend. You know what? Actually, now that you guys are divorced, we could call the cops. You know, report an intruder. You could get shot.
Please. No cops.
This locksmith guy is good. We're coming in.
Please. We can do this later. I have some errands to run right now, so... Erica! Are you there? Please, help me!
What do you want?
Your brother and your dad, they're making me work at some work site.
Oh, yeah. I figured it would turn out this way. I hear it's a live-in job, and your mom can join you. Sounds pretty good if you ask me. I mean, you guys had no job or a place to live. Worked out perfectly. You should be grateful to my brother and my dad. They did you a favor.
Are you kidding me? This ain't no favor! I'd rather be jobless and homeless than do this crap! You really think my mom and I are happy working at Gonzo Sanitation Services?
My brother and dad pulled some strings to get you guys that live-in job. I wish you would show some appreciation.
But we can't work there, of all places!
Come on, don't be such a wimp. You'll get used to it in no time. It may be hard for a while, but just think. Someday you'll grow to love that job. Good luck.
Don't give me that good luck crap! Why the hell did you even bring your brother and dad to the house anyway? Why couldn't you leave things as it were? Everything was going just great. All you had to do was keep your mouth shut, hand over the house to me. Nobody would have been the wiser. But you had to blab about this to your brother and your dad.
What's wrong with you? Do you still not understand?
What are you talking about?
The house. It's in my brother and father's name. It's not mine and it's certainly not yours. Get that through your dim-witted head of yours, would you? I'm sick of repeating myself. Even if I simply said, okay, Terry, I'll give you the house. Do you really think that would pass? I could point at the house next door and say, that's yours. Would that make it yours? Same thing.
Yeah, well...
You really need to catch up on some basic rules of society for God's sake. Well, you got plenty of time to think it over with your mom. Good luck.
Hold on a sec, Erica.
So long, Terry. Have a good life.
Please, Erica, don't abandon me!
Terry was texting me like that while packing up his stuff. My brother and my dad kept an eye on him while he got ready. They obviously suspected he was texting me, trying to get me to reconsider. I gave my brother the text exchange later on, and he handed the transcript to Terry's new boss, who used it as future reference. As part of his employee training, I suppose. As for Terry's mom, she had accumulated considerable debt. I hear she's working hard to pay that off by working double shifts as part of the road crew. Oh, and my father had several cases of expensive craft beer that he had collected and stored in the fridge down in the cellar. When he found out that practically all of it was gone, he went ballistic. He had even ordered several cases from Europe, some rare, hard-to-get brand. Some of it was very rare, irreplaceable, I heard. It was all valued at more than $10,000. Terry was utterly shocked to get the bill. He figured it was just your usual Bud Light. All I could do was shake my head in disbelief.